Oh, my God, is right. So anyway, so they came in and did their number. I said, well, we can't, as you know, you got to notice, they're canceling the show on Monday.
Right.
So now I'm in mindset we're not coming in Monday. I make all different plans. Don't ask. I have a whole
Of course.
agenda.
I did the whole thing, too.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't looking to get out of work.
Nor was I.
Yeah, I mean, I was down with coming to work. I said, and if you can find an alternate studio where there are no bed bugs, we'll go to it and we'll do the show there on Monday. What do I care? I don't care where we do the show from. I wasn't looking to shirk my responsibility, and I certainly didn't want the audience tuning in Monday and not hearing our show. But now I'm all fucking wigged out, and I'm also fucking crazy. So you know how paranoid I am. There's more. So anyway, they get me on a conference call Sunday morning with the guy from the pesticide, whatever, the fucking bug company, who's now probably got a private jet because the whole city's infested. And according to everyone, this is the greatest guy who's ever gotten rid of bed bugs. He's the guy everyone's using, and he is the top fucking guy. I said, well, he must be a very wealthy man because the place is crazy. He's a nice guy. He gets on the phone with me in a conference call with Tim and Scott. And so I'm listening to I said, listen, the whole point of us taking off Monday was you're going to bring the dogs in so that we can find out if all the bugs are gone. The guy goes, listen, we can't do that because we put some chemical in the walls and the dog, we don't want the dog smelling. I go, wait a second, the dog can't smell this and I can? I go, what am I? You're treating the dog better than me. How do I know what I'm breathing?
We got to protect the dog.
There's no open windows. There's not. I said, well, he goes, we purge the ventilation. He goes, this chemical is not even considered a chemical. It's not even banned by. It's not even considered a pesticide. It's so calm or it's so delicate. It's not even anything. I go, well, if it's killing bed bugs, how do you know it's not going to kill me? He goes, I assure you, my people use it 24 hours a day. I said, that's what they told them at 9/11 when the guys went down to clean up. They said, go breathe in the air. Don't worry about it. Now they're all dead. What are you talking about? He said, listen, we use this stuff all over the place. Our workers use it. They don't even wear a mask or anything either 24 hours a day. Nothing's happened to anybody from this. I said, do you put it on the furniture? No, they don't put it on the furniture. They steam the furniture. So Scott Greenstein said to me, and rightly so, he goes, so what's the difference then about doing a show Monday or doing it Tuesday? Really?
It's in the walls.
Well, Gary said to me, well, why didn't you say to him, take off Monday, we have 3 shows, then we have a week off, and then in 2 weeks let him come in and check with the dog to make sure all the bed bugs are gone. I said, I didn't think of that. I mean, what am I going to do? Where am I going to go do a show from? They were going to set us up over at the Time Warner building. They probably got bed bugs over there. They're everywhere. So anyway, I walk in this morning. So anyway, so we rescheduled the show for Monday because what was I going to do? I couldn't come up with a good reason to cancel it. So I said, all right, I'll come in and do the show Monday. But I'm sitting here, I'm fucking disgusted, I'm scratching, I'm itching.
Well, I was going to say, now you're making me itch.
You're goddamn right you should be. And the guy says, well, he purged the air conditioning, whatever that means, so now we have all fresh air coming in. I go, how do you do that? You changed all the filters? What did you do? How do you change all the air? He told me these things, but
you don't even know how they're done. You don't believe it.
Yeah, you know, everything sounded like perfect. How did they, in one day?
But they don't bring the dog back. How long does the dog have to stay away?
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Yeah. So in 2 weeks, are we going to know if we have, and they're going to bring the dogs back in? So then, like, I called my mother when we canceled the show. I said, Ma, my parents get really nuts when I'm not on the air.
Right. They get
panicked. They think I'm sick right away.
Hello?
Howard, are you there? Pick up, please. Howard?
I go, what is it?
What's wrong? Your father says you're not on the air. He doesn't hear you.
Mom, I'm taking a day off.
Oh, everything all right? I was sitting shiver for you.
Already?
Yeah.
Jeez.
So I call my mom. I go, Ma?
Hi.
Just checking in. How you guys doing?
Oh, good. Everything's good here. What about you? What do you hear from anyone?
I said, listen, we're not doing the show on Monday because they got a bed bug scare up there.
A what?
Bed bug stick.
Oh, that's terrible. What do you mean? What are you talking about?
They got, I don't know, they brought in dogs, and then I'm going through the whole thing, but they brought in dogs, there's bugs, I don't know what's going on.
And you're going to be in there with those chemicals?
Yeah.
And you know I hate these buildings in Manhattan. They have no windows. There's no fresh air. They should open up the windows.
Ma, they don't have windows. There's very few windows.
That's what I mean. That's terrible. You don't have fresh air. You need luft to get the chemicals out of there.
Now I'm completely fucking crazy and paranoid because my mother's telling me about the chemicals and, you know, you got to get them out of there and the whole thing. And the air. And then she went into, when I
was a girl, my father sent me away to live for a year with my aunt. And her house was infested.
Really? She even has bed bug history?
Oh, yeah. And I go, what do you mean infested? What would you do at night?
We would go to bed and we'd wake up in the morning covered in blood.
What? For a year?
Oh, yes. For a whole year.
My mother's life sounds like one nightmare.
Oh, my God.
Like,
I mean,
I don't even know how the
I don't
woman...
know how she survived. How was she here?
I mean, they were feeding off her like vampires for a year. Like, nobody did a thing for her. I mean, every time I talk to my mom, it's one story is worse than the next.
My only friends were bed bugs. You know, we didn't even have a toy to play with. So the bed bugs, I began to train them. And they became my friends. They were my dolls. I would dress them up, the bed bugs.
I made clothes for them.
We would make outfits for the various bed bugs.
How'd you know which ones were girls and which ones were boys?
We didn't know. No one explained it to us.
So anyway, that's how we ended up. The show was off for Monday, and then all of a sudden was back on. I bet you it was driving you nuts, huh? Drove me crazy.
Well, that's why I couldn't sleep last night, you know.
No,
like I didn't do my usual routine of tiring myself out on a Sunday, so I probably got 2 hours sleep.
Yeah, and Beth and I had a whole Sunday night planned. It was going to be very romantic. We were excited. We had Monday off. And then when I got home with Scott and he took away the Monday, I was like, oh, no. Can't do that. I had it all figured out. Well, now I'm so nuts. You know, after the show, I always go back in my office.
Right.
Put my head down, and I say I'm working, but I'm really sleeping back there. And I love it back there. It's nice and quiet.
Yeah, you work alone.
Not today. We're getting off the air. I don't want to be exposed to too
You're
long here.
vacating
I'm
this
getting up.
building.
We're doing a 4-fucking-hour show, and that's it. At 10 o'clock, I'm getting up and walking out. So are you.
All right.
You know, we'll try and start the news around 9. And I'm not going back there and meditating, quote, working. I'm going home now. So I now have the house prepared. I told everyone in my apartment, clear out between the hours of 10:30 and noon, because that's when I nap.
Right.
You know, I was almost going to wear a hazmat suit in here, not as a joke. But they assure me we're now a building free of bed bugs. Where everybody else has them, we don't. But meanwhile, I feel like they're crawling on me. Now, I don't. You notice I brought my jacket in here. I don't know where to put it. I don't want my jacket infested.
Then you'll take them home.
I don't know where to put anything. I don't know what to do. And supposedly they're in my board area. And I go to Tim, where exactly did the dog? I couldn't get a straight answer. It got
nobody sits back there but you.
Yeah, right. But they come over from the cat. They migrate. If they can't find blood, they migrate. You don't know where they come in from. According to this guy, they're migrating.
Oh, really?
They're moving around. But now they're all dead. And
so you're sitting there with bed bug carcasses.
Yeah, exactly. So I said to Tim, I go, where did the dog bark exactly? I even asked the guy, the head of the company. I don't have the chart with me. I'm like, well, I'd like to know because I want to throw out all my furniture. I want to throw out this chair. Like, I'm sitting in a chair now. Did that have bed bugs? You know, why?
But if they're dead, why are you throwing out the chair?
Well,